we'll go straight to our discussion where we'll be extracting the state of the nation and where we'll dive into the pressing issues affecting our country. Now, today we focus on the escalating cost of living under Tinubu's administration amidst recent protests in Kano State, Minna, Niger State. And of course, I actually told you that in some part of Southwest, we actually saw video making rounds where people were chanting a big power. And of course, that says to me that we are hungry. We are hungry per se. That is what they were saying in that video making round. Now, the question is, how did we get here and how are we going to get out of this current situation? Inflation is hitting very hard. Cost of living not friendly again. Medicine has skyrocketed. I saw a breakdown of how much some medicines cost currently. You cannot just go to the pharmacies now and get some drugs. The previous amount are actually changing, phasing out into a higher one. And the question is, how are Nigerians faring at this point? So we are going to be looking at all that. And of course, we'll be tinting towards the insecurity proper as the discussion progresses. I have with us in the studio the convener of Edo Best Project. He's in person of Jombo Godwin. He's going to be joining us. And of course, we are still expecting Farm Dr. Uyorahi, who will be joining the conversation in a moment. But let's hope he gets here in good time. But before then, welcome, Jombo Godwin.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
All right, now let's think straight into the conversation proper. Looking at the whole scenario playing out, a whole lot is happening. People are not living fine again. There have been clamor for an improved economy from the people. What do you think the government is not doing right? And where do you think they have missed it? And how are we going to strike a balance so that Nigerians will smile at the end of the day?
All right, thank you very much. First of all, this present administration, Tinubu administration, started with subsidy removal. And you can recall that in 2022, Nigerians spent over 4 trillion naira to subsidize fuel. And its administration started with removing subsidy. That was fine because we cannot continually be subsidizing fuel and all of that. But where I'm getting it twisted is that the money realized in that subsidy removal is not being used in important sectors of the economy. For instance, like agriculture per se, that would have boosted the economy. This same money was not channeled into educational sector. That would have still boosted our educational system and all of that. Now, every thinking government will always understand that removing fuel subsidy will bring about hardship and all of that. But the only way to cushion this hardship is to make sure that there is food and there is high food supply in the market. And this food supply can only come where we concentrate effort in the agricultural sector. You understand? So if as at 2024, we still have over 300 billion naira allocated to agriculture, it then means that we are not making progress. And you don't expect to beat a child and you are still telling the child not to cry. Nigeria has been beaten in a hard way. Things are no longer this way it is. So people receiving 40,000 naira salary or even 100,000 naira salary cannot even cope because there is high inflation now. Is on the high side. You understand? But if this money that was realized in fuel subsidy removal was channeled into agricultural sector, state like Niger, for instance, where we have over 80% of their land are good in agriculture, it can be used in agriculture and all of that. Now, if we channel that money into agriculture, state like Niger State will be able to feed themselves. You understand? Now, comparing Niger State and Netherlands, Netherlands has only 4,000 kilometers square in terms of landmarks, and Niger State have over 76,000 kilometers square in terms of landmarks. Now, Netherlands can feed themselves, but Niger States can't feed themselves. That's why they are protesting. They are protesting because life is becoming so unbearable for them. That is why the common man is protesting.
Now, if you drive through Suleja,
Yeah.
entering Mina, there's a place called Lambata.
Yeah.
They have the best yam as far as produces, farm produce is concerned. They have one of the best farm produce you can get, from yams to cassava to sweet potato and all that. But do you think part of the reasons why they are protesting in Mina, Niger State, it could be because of the insecurity? Could it be linked to it? Because some people felt they can't go to their farmlands again. Those that are fishermen, they can't go fishing again. So can we link that together?
Yeah, insecurity and hunger is like two faces of a coin. Because when an average man is hungry, he tends to do anything to survive. You understand? Now, hunger can create a scene where people will want to do what initially they never planned to do. Now, looking at the case we have in Nigeria, where banditry and herdsmen have taken over our lands and all of that. Now, the only our government can do better if all these forests have been utilized. There will be no hiding place for them. You get what I'm saying? Now, if we utilize all these forests, all these arable lands, and bring in private sectors to cultivate these lands and make it useful, you understand? There will be no hiding place for these herdsmen. That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to raise here.
Okay, quickly, as the convener Edo Best project, do you think, as a grassroots politician too, is there any way you can support the government to advocate for inclusivity?
Yeah. First of all, Best Edo project, what our main objective in Best Edo project is to enlighten the citizens of those states and Nigeria at large. You understand? Gone are the days where people come to you during an electionary period and they want to do everything for you because they are looking for your votes. And when they eventually get these votes and get into offices, they don't even pick calls. You understand? So what we are doing in Best Edo project is to let the people understand that it shouldn't be by, public office shouldn't be by someone who have the deepest pocket, but someone who has track records, who has antecedents, whose character is not questionable. You understand? So what we are trying to do is to let the people evaluate whoever they want to represent them.
But over time, we've seen cases where people sell their votes. People sacrifice their franchise on the altar of hunger. And currently, hunger is ravaging the land, and people are actually expressing their grievances through street protests. Don't you think this is going to be a very serious pointer in Edo State and Nigeria at large? If the people are hungry and they just need an immediate bailout to this hunger, won't they subscribe to collecting peanuts?
Okay, like in the case of Edo State, thank God this electionary period, and this February, on February 22nd, most political parties will be running their primaries, and September will be looking at the general election. This is a time where we all have to sit down and evaluate ourselves. You understand? It shouldn't be a period where you'll be looking for somebody that will come and give you 5,000, 10,000 naira, then you cast your vote for him. It should be a time for you to reflect back on the things we have suffered. In Edo State, we have gone through a lot. Business, micro business cannot strive. You understand? Even those that are having, whose business was in right position before. But the way things are right now, so many businesses have folded up. You get what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be a time where people think of who will come and give me this or that to so that I will vote for him. It should be a time where we reflect on what we have gone through as a citizen, and also look at the best step we can make.